Hey YouTube, how you going? Welcome to a brand new video. In this video what we're going to be doing is working on functionality to create a related notes section. Eventually this will obviously show up on the front end where you'll be able to click a button and then be able to see notes related to one another. If you're just jumping into this video after seeing my previous one, you'll note or you may remember that we had a slight bug with the folders. I've updated that. It was just some it didn't record it just because it was largely a population issue off the model and passing that through to the response when we were calling to get all of our notes. So just wanted to reference that so that I continue to track and log everything that I'm doing here. So with this, what I've done is I've written out the prompt using the standard format that I've had previously. So basically this is what we want to do. As a user, I want to be able to view a series of related notes. The relationship of notes should consider if the note has the same source, if the note has the same folder, and if the note has the same tags. A note is given the highest importance if it has the same source and additional similarities such as folder name or tag. The next highest important is if the note has the same source, followed by if the note has the same folder, followed by if the note has the same tag, with multiple tags given preference over notes with a single similar tag. So that's basically it. Given consideration to the object and data models, and then written out the code preferences, which is basically just compartmentalize everything. I have said to support pagination, return 10 notes per page. I don't know if we should have a max number of things. I'm just trying to think. Because yeah, I mean, you don't just want to I'm just trying to think if we have a maximum number of things. Maybe yeah, we should put here where is it? What I might say is in all instances a related note must match at least two of these variables. Otherwise, I'm just thinking, yeah, you know, you're basically replicating being able to filter. But I think it would be good as this gets built out. Yeah, you might have a lot of other, a lot more notes, and yeah, at least if you match on two. Anyway, we'll start there. I'm going to copy and paste this. It's enough talking. So we do take our user story and all the way down to here. Copy. We'll go over to Claude. We'll go here. Paste this. That should have everything that we need. Hit send. And after this as well, we're going to have the ability to specifically link notes. So 1, yes. 2, yes. 3, yes. Treat your chance to match. Should we include filtering? Yes. All right. I don't think we'll use that filtering now, but might as well just add it in. Check parent folder match. So annoying. In the utils file. Alrighty, while it's thinking of that, we'll pull that over here and we'll get to work on this. So come up to our components in notes, shrink some of these. We will create a new folder called related notes. And then in here, we will start with our validation chains. Then our route. Our controller. As usual, we'll kind of rough explain this once we've got it all here. Okay, and then here's the utils that it didn't give us before. And then we need to go into our index.js file for routes. Bring in cool. So if we come back here, obviously we go through our validation chains. So we're checking the ID, page, limit the number of pages, relationship type must be an array. Relations type must be an array. So actually that's interesting. What's it expecting? Controller, note. Relations type. Give. Okay. Awesome. So what we can do, sorry, I was just a little bit thrown if it was requiring this by default, but yeah, I forgot. Obviously, it said that we can put in query parameters. So if we do have query parameters, we can match just on source folder tags, etc. Obviously, we need to match on at least 2 because that's the logic we set up. So we should probably put that note must match. Pass in min to params with filtering. All right. So cool. So this is our controller. Then we've index related notes. Cool. Go back here. Control. So get related notes. It's doing that thing again. If you've watched one of my previous videos, for some reason, it why is that? Now it works. Really weird. Same thing we'll check with utils. Doesn't work. I think it's due to the order in which I created the files, maybe. Anyway, let's just check that. Okay, now it works. Alright, so back to the services. So find note by ID, populate source tags and folder. If no note, that's fine. Validate company access, which we talked about, and then find note relationships is the main part. So then we've got our scoring system here, and then it returns based on that. So if we go into the utils, that's where the real magic happens. So if we scroll to the top, we'll look at these in default. So validating company access, just making sure the ID of the user when you populate company, that those IDs both match. We're getting our folder hierarchy, which will be used later on to calculate the folder score I see here. So he's giving preference to different folders. Check for shared parent folders, decrease score as we go up the hierarchy. So yeah, the further away you are, the less importance it got. So that'll make sense if you have a very deeply nested folder, which we don't currently have, but good to have it for later on. And then what we've got here is we're checking the source relationships. we're checking the folder relationships, we're checking the tag relationships, and only returns if there are at least 2 types of relationships, that's what we said, and then based on that it finds the related notes. So it passes in the base note ID, company ID, populates these things, calculated note promises. Sorry, someone's just come to my door. Sanitizes the note. Fantastic. Okay, so that's a whole lot of functionality. I am just going to check what's related notes. Why is it still not happy with it? Oh, route. Okay. So yeah, that was a rapid fire. There's something here. I'm not going to pretend I can. With a bit more time, I'd understand exactly what it's doing. So relation types includes tags. Base note maps the tags, gets the IDs, compares. Okay, so it's comparing the ID of the tags. That makes sense. And then it filters out based on the tag ID, and it only includes. Okay, so yeah, it gets the note of our tag. Sorry, gets the tag from our note. It compares those IDs to other tags, other notes with other tags that have the same ID. If it has the same ID, then it's filtering to include just those tags with that same ID. And then relationship.push, so then it pushes the relationship to, which is up here, where is it? Relationship, which is an empty array. So over time, this relationships array gets populated if there's similar sources, if there's similar folders, if there's similar tags, and then assuming that there's at least 2 items in this array, that's when this gets returned. So yeah, that all makes sense. I kind of skimmed through it a little bit too quick to begin with. All right, so now what we will do is we will log in, and then we'll create a new request, and this will be notes, and then it was note ID, which we're going to need to get first. So get all notes. Folder ID, source ID. This is a note ID. Let's get this one. Note/related notes. Oh, /related or related notes. Can't remember now. Around related. We also need, our bearer token. All right, and then send. Schema hasn't been registered. Okay, where's that coming from? So, utils. Where is, I hate reading these long. Let's just quickly ask. I think it's just because we're not populating the folders correctly off of the extended company model. Okay, yep. So find related notes in our utils. Here. I'm not exactly sure. So the setup we've got for tags and folders, they're both separate models, but for some reason we need to populate the model this way. I think it's to do with how we're saving the data. Maybe I should ask. Actually, we also need to update this in the service model. Explain. Just understand why we have to do this. So for tags, we have a direct model relationship. Okay, yeah, we've basically done it 2 different ways. So folders are a subdocument. Okay, all good. Let's try this. Base tags ID is not defined. Base. Yeah, that node does have tags. Okay, that's an error on Lord's part. So calculate relation score. Try again. A few errors in this one compared to what we normally get with Claude. Right, let's try again. Send. Okay, fantastic. So what do we get here? Chris Boss. So we get, yeah, one total item, which is good. So why don't we create another new note? Let's do this as mirroring is a form of negotiation tactics for that course, which is what the note's based off of. So let's get our bearer token. Send. Right, note created successfully, but it's in a different folder. It only has one tag that matches, so I don't expect that this should increase. So we should only get one item still returning, and we do. Awesome, fantastic. So we've created the backend functionality for that part of our application. Obviously, what we want to be able to do is kind of view those notes here on the front end, which is now logged out. So I'm going to continue that. I'm just going to pause for a second, and I'll be back. Okay, so now what we want to do is be able to view this on the front end. So let's log in. There's the other note we created. And yeah, I think we obviously have quite a bit of work to do on the layout of this. I think if we, no, we didn't even ask. It was V0. Just gonna rebuild it. I haven't used this for a while. Okay. Okay. Don't worry about that. Where are we? So yeah, I'm not exactly sure on how we're gonna eventually lay this out, but essentially there'll be a tab that will allow us to view related notes. So what I'm gonna do is gonna go to our knowledge bank. I'm gonna say. Delete these two just to make sure we've got the most up-to-date stuff. Features. Notes, where are we? Note. And if we look, let's close all these down. Front end, so I see features, individual note. So this is our container. Where we fetch and retrieve the stuff. I guess you would, I don't know, it's a good point. Like, how would you, what's the best approach? Okay, so we have our view individual note container and view individual note modal knowledge. Currently, now though I want to call which is, let's just put it under the heading for now. Under node.title. And view notes. We call an API endpoint of /notes note ID /related and use related storing logic. Where should we can we yes container be elsewhere and then modal functionality fit query right, that should be fairly self-explanatory. And the only reason why I'm wondering with the container, that's like you don't want to have to call all of the related notes just to render this. You only want to call that when you click the button. But then I don't really want another 2 files just to be able to do that. Anyway, let's see what. Okay, yeah, it does. Cool. Yeah, sweet. So let's create this hook. Copy. Are you joking? Drive me nuts, Claude. Ugh. Alright, anyway, let's see how far we can go. So endpoints. So nodes get related. What is get related? Okay. Alright, so then notes related notes, we'll create a new file. New folder, sorry. Components, notes. So this is just the presentation layer, and then view individual note container. This is where we're going to have our logic. So bring in use related notes. It'll be up 1, up 2, yep, into hooks. Then initial note is open, query, edit, show, delete, yep. So active tab, we need to bring in that. Bring in this. Then change. And then active tab. Okay, so that's all that. And then in the individual note modal, we need to bring in these ones. Right, and then return dialog. No, that stays the same. Tabs. Oh my god, this is so annoying how it does this. Right, so let's we can't ask another message, so we got to go with this. So we got dialog header. So under our header we had a scroll area, which it's still got. Okay, so all of this is above that, and then tab content goes under scroll area. Why doesn't it like that? Tabs. Okay, it's not going to be fully working. Tabs. Okay, we've got to bring in tabs to be. I don't even know if we have tabs installed. Let me just check. Components, UI, tabs. Yeah, we do. Alrighty. Alright, so this related note, this is not defined. Try again. So individual note modal, up 1, up 2. No, sorry, up 1 into notes. Individual note card is up 1, up 2, individual note. Why doesn't it like that? Alright, try again. Okay, so it's not changing it currently. So we need one. I didn't see the, where was the set active tab? We passed that down to individual note modal. Tabs, active tab, content, related. Tab, handle tab change. Where's that? So on tab change. Forgot these. Save. Cannot read properties undefined filter. Where are we hitting this? So in individual note card. What? I don't know why. We didn't change anything here though. Filter. source fields. Comment that out for a second. Okay. Not exactly sure. So why did... Anyway, there's the note, which is good. You can't open it, and it's not displaying how I want it to display, but it works. And then on this one, there should be no related notes, so that's good. So this piece of code here in the view note source type fields, and now it works. That was weird. When you click that, I know, so in individual note modal, tab area, tab content, related notes, here it is. So related notes is rendering the individual note card again. So what we might just do is div, and then we can do note.type. That was a bit interesting. Alright, cool. So we got the title there. Obviously, I want it to default back to content, but that's fine. We can fix that. So we'll make this look a little bit nicer. I'm not exactly sure what content we'll put here for related notes. Obviously, the title makes sense, but just trying to think of some other things. Yeah, because the idea is that you'd then be able to see all of your related information or notes related to the topic. So if you're read this and like, hey, that sounds really interesting, I wonder what else I've written about, you know, labeling and negotiation, you can click here and you can kind of follow the trend of your thoughts or line of thinking. All right, well, given Claude has, and it's probably opportune time because coming up to the end of my lunch break anyway, after doing some this morning, but yeah, look, I think we will have to pause there. Just can't do any more anyway. And then we've basically finished off this functionality anyway, so I might append the to this video, just kind of tidying it up, the UI, and then this functionality should be done. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Okay, YouTube, how you going? Welcome to another video. What I've gone and done is just tidied up some of the tags again, the folders that have been created from testing. And then when we open an existing, we need to fix that so it always opens on content. But when we open an existing note, we can now see related notes. Obviously, there's not a lot of styling going on here, so I think that's where we're going to start. So we're going to come over to Claude, and we are going to give it this new component, related notes. And we're going to say we have created a related notes tab list, which modal currently the div in this component doesn't show much except for the node.title as per the below. Then what we'll do, if we can console object data, let's copy object. We do, however, have the ability to access the whole object for these related notes. I think it is worth displaying the note title as well as the first field in the source. I shouldn't have closed that console. be descriptive here. Actually, as well as any field, from the source type dot fields array that has set to true, and maybe the created at date. Let's try that. Way that shows, let's go consistent, the date like then we'll say please use the same consistent styling. Achieve this, use font size to ensure there is appropriate visual key with the note title. Oh my god, can't spell tonight. Having precedence followed by the fields descending order. Let's see what it recommends here, and then we'll probably split it out into a separate component if Claude doesn't automatically do that. Badge is not defined because I didn't import it. Alrighty. I don't know why I put fleeting there. Right, not exactly what I was after. So what we'll do, pull this over here because it's made some mistakes. Try and save some Claude messages. We'll inspect our element, console, object, data, source type, so fields, source.data. Why is it not picking up the other one? Source data is there, object, source type, fields, name. Okay. So source type, fields. It should be label is field dot name. Note.title, note.source, note.source. Get display fields. Get display fields, node.source, node.status. We don't want that. That's an easy fix. I don't know why it's not picking up the source. So console.log individual source. So just trying to figure out where the mapping of the fields has gone wrong. So source type dot fields dot name should give us an individual. Let's just go to fields. Okay, dot data. Why don't I find? Maybe it's individual source undefined. Why is data undefined? Source type, fields, go name. What? Making a mistake somewhere. So let's just go back here. Oh, we only get the ID. Field. Yeah, we're only getting the ID there. Okay. So go back, clear this object. Why? Source. Source type. I don't know why it's not rendering the fields. Dot fields. What? That doesn't make sense. Okay, so where are we? See what might be looking. Maybe we aren't passing down everything. Source. Yeah. Okay. So that makes more sense. So where are we? Where do we get this again? So use related notes. Where am I going? API endpoint. Okay. If we look at our backend utils, populate, folder, folder name, tags, source, title, source type, data. Dynamic data for this. So when we go to get all company notes, Okay, I think we just change this. So related notes. Where was it? Populate. Yeah, we're kind of populating it differently. Alright, so let's just copy this. And then let's get rid of this. And do that. Okay. That should now work. Notes ID. Source data. No. Just want to double check where. No, we only get source types still. Path, source, title, data, source type. Select. Ah, there it is. Yeah, so course name. Yeah, let me copy this out. Save. Sorry, started. Okay, try again. Alright, related notes. Source. Still had it. Alright. Okay, I'm a little bit confused why. So then if we go back to our front end. Related notes. So here, individual source is still undefined, so source type. Dot source. I'm so confused. Why is copy object? I'm going crazy. Alright, we will just say hang on. Source.data. Let's try that. Okay. If no source, I think this should be data. Return field dot. No, it has the values. So everyone knows what I'm talking about. It has the values there, but then doesn't have the should be displayed on. So if we go back to source, data. Okay, it's not there. So if we go, oh, come on. I don't understand. So here it's got source data. No. Source data, source type. Should be doing the whole field. I don't get this. I'm going crazy. So we maybe because we've got two. Okay, data name expert. I think if we also populate source type, taking way longer than I want it to. Cannot. Yeah, because, okay. Source type. Okay, here we go. So individual node, source. Oh man, I'm still going crazy. I'm just gonna say in this get related node component. It doesn't know. Why is this? returns the fields, but it doesn't have the other source populate. Each field What am I doing wrong? It's going to be a simple mistake. Okay, let's try this. Apologies if it's a little noisy. It's raining like crazy. Why is this not working? What am I missing? Success, data, source. Get it. All right. No. I don't get this. This is crazy. The hook, data, source. I'm going crazy. When we get all company notes, tags, source, select title, data, source, populate. That works when we get all of the notes. Source type, field, source type, name, color icon. I don't know why that wouldn't now work. because where do we? If we go to our model, source, data. Let's see where we do this. Not create note, individual note card. Source dot source type dot fields. Okay, so source. Query.find, find by ID. Let's just copy this whole population path. All right, try again. Notes. Individual. This is crazy. Does we're just wasting messages. Gosh. That's my mistake. Okay. That makes complete sense. It's this related note. All right. That's why we're seeing the different console logs. Frustrating. Why that? Still not working. properties of source type. Okay. I just don't want to keep wasting messages. Tags, source. So it's not populating all of the let me just double check I'm not getting confused here. H. Okay. Let's try this. Source type, here it is. Fields, there we go. Okay, fantastic. Finally got there. And they're there. Okay. Yeah, it's a bit convoluted because you have on the source, you have the values of whether or not it should be displayed, but then the source.data is what. So if we look at our model, still a little bit unsure why source.data field name of value and source. This is meant to be the field. I'm a bit unsure why off source.data. Do we use one message? Thanks. Okay. Bit of my mistake, bit of, I think, Claude getting confused with the structure of this before. Anyway, we finally got it to render. That only took like 45 minutes. What a waste of time. And now I've burnt through a whole bunch of messages and haven't really thought about how I want to style this. So, let's try and not use Claude messages for a second. So in this relate notes list, what we might bring up here is our individual note card. And let's have a look here. So I think, yeah, we had we go copy this. I think that should put the first value bigger than the second one. Yep, fantastic. I want to add another note. I just want to see how the scroll works. So okay, let's use this one. Empathy is not agreement. A bit of a long title there, and that's kind of the entire note. Maybe we'll just say okay. That's interesting. Why is okay, something to do with probably invalidating requests. A little bit of a UI issue there. That's okay. These do kind of look like they're meant to be clickable, which we will of course do. Okay, fantastic. It did put in the scroll, which is good. So trying to think. Would I style this any differently at this point in time? You could put the file name. It's probably overkill. You could put the tags, but again, overkill. Okay, so probably what we do now is I'm going to start a new chat, and I'm just going to copy and paste this and say when a user clicks on a specific related note, I now want to open the view note modal with that note's Right, so we're going to create this new component, which is good because I kind of wanted to do that anyway. So here we'll call this related notes list container. I know it's in a bit of a weird spot, but hey, we'll live with that for now. Save that. Then we just need to update just need to get rid of all of that, I believe. No. Is loading notes. And then where were we using related notes? List was being called. We were calling this here. So related notes list container and notes. Let's just check one thing. Related notes. Failed to import. Individual note container. Wide. Up one, up two. Okay. So I guess got to think from a user perspective. So go here, close this, try and open a new one. Related notes. There is a brief delay, but then it opens like this. And then theoretically you can kind of go down a rabbit hole. So we could keep opening, and now we've got to close 1, close 2, close 3, close 4, close 5, close 6. No back button either. So you couldn't open this and then go, oh no, I want to go back to the other note and click back. I think that's a UI component that we just need to think about a little bit more, but that does work, so I'm happy with that. All right, so yeah, I don't know how to. I don't want to. I'm trying to think like if you click that, do you replace this entire like the current view with that related note? But then there's no back button. Unless you click this and it expands the information within this window. Could do that. I think for now though I might leave that as is because yeah, that is at least working. What we're going to do while we're here, I think we can probably work on some other bits and pieces like styling these buttons. The other thing I was just thinking of is currently if we go to a note here, like we aren't passing in formatting when we create a new note on the front end. So if we go to our front end, which it'll be our create, it'll be notes, use notes, fetch notes, use notes, note. Create new note, here we go. ChatGPT, and I create a note with this component I want to be able to pass in text formatting. Yeah, we need to install React. Cool. Okay, I've used that before. Okay, so what we're going to do is probably go and ask Claude this, because it's going to have more awareness. So in our let's delete that. React Quill or Quill? I always forget. Yeah, React Quill. I was doing that. What we might do is we might commit this code. We will go. This is front-end changes, bug fixes, and creating related notes functionality. All right, so. I don't see a need. Okay, yeah, like we do want to do that. All right, let's install React Quill. CD. I'm just going to bring those in. So create note modal, bring in these two imports, and then where we've got our body, label for body, just going to change this label, save, nope. Div. What have I done? Oh, I missed one. Okay. Save that. Add this to our global CSS. Sure, it should go in main or. Alright. Okay, and now yes, please. install. What did I do wrong? React dashboard. Yeah, React dashboard. Okay. Failed to React. Refresh. What is happening? That's not perfect. We need to update that so that it displays on the front end correctly, but that's okay. And then it did recommend we the hell? It had the answer and it got rid of it. Going crazy. Okay, so go back into our backend. We're going to install this package. Then utils, where are we? So here we're going to create a file called sanitize html. Copy. So we're going to allow all of these tags. That's fine. And then add new note service. We will bring in our sanitize. And then here we will do this. And then here we're just going to change this to and then in our validation chain, we just need to go to body and copy that. All right, that would work now. Note model, body. And then in our front end, we go, where are we? Components, no, features, view individual note, view individual note modal, body. There we go. That's the formatting. So let's just do another one. Testing to. Let's maybe make this bold. Oh, that's weird. Oh, I must accidentally hit V, not B. Cool. Create, skip. Alrighty, something's broken. Console. Sanitized HTML is not defined. Validation chains. Where's that validation chains? Components, nodes, new node, validation chains. Windows not defined. What? Window. Maybe because I need a refresh. Failed request. So we are still getting an error. Windows not defined. Weird. Okay, thanks for not knowing that. Then copy. Right, come back here. Probably not just going to be able to. Oh no. There we go. How good's that? Right, so we got that working. Obviously, I wonder if it. Yeah. Okay. Cool. It hasn't. We're going to need to update it to do the same for edit. So we can do that. Probably do that ourselves. So what did we do with that? So on the front end, let's go to create node modal, bring that up there, and then on this side, let's bring in edit node modal. This is where there's a bit of duplication again. Just because of how we're doing things, and then we had body where it was a little bit different. So, yeah. So we're going to replace this div, copy here, save that. Let's bring up this, go to edit. Okay, it does look correct on the front end, and then after that, on the back end, we had new note service. So then let's bring up our edit note service on the back end. Then don't need that. Source. Where's body? Edit note. Okay, yeah. So it is a little bit different. If folder in updates. Okay, we now need to do. Actually, try and get away without console log. Save. Okay. Yeah, cool. So yeah, we probably need to I'm just gonna ask, because we need to extract updates.body, sanitize it, and then put it back into the object. Updated note, set updates. Okay, let's just okay, we now need to do something. You can really just do that? If so so what we'll do is with this, what is a tag? Okay, so let's just try div. But we need to do our validation change. Alright, so what I've done is I've just console logged after sanitization. Just want to, yeah, and then we got that. Okay. Oh. Okay, what happened there? Where is this still not defined? Did I not bring it in here? Ah. Try again. Oh. Ah. Okay. I always thought only last message. Far out, Claude. Alright. Let's try this. Still passed. That doesn't make sense. Okay, cool. Let's try that. I didn't. Still does that. Okay. So this is good to know. Let's copy this in. Let's try this. It still does the iframe. Yeah, it strips it out each time. Okay. I don't really know if there's a way we can test it. Let's just get rid of these for a sec, save, and then cool. All right, so that's that. What were we doing before that? Sorry, it's been a long day. What's happening? Okay, what we might do is might just quickly commit that. Let's get rid of these console logs. Yeah, now what I want to do is work out do I duplicate that kind of same look and feel there? I guess it's a question. We still need to fix up this. It's quite frustrating. This X is part of a different component. It's part of the dialogue component that we get, so it's kind of mucking with the overall look and feel that I want to go with. And then the other thing that we have to do is fix up these sources, because yeah, this looks terrible. Obviously that view related node button also isn't working. So the other thing we need to do is what I might do, just gonna go, so I had a couple, I used to use Notion to kind of create some Zettelkasten like inspired things, so I might copy a few of these notes. Yeah, let's do, okay, so what we'll do is we'll go new note, we'll call this personal finance, call this tags compounding, now this was from a YouTube video, so create new source. Source type is a YouTube video. Bring this up. So pause that.
Bob switched to a song called.
Alright, video title. This guy was called Bob Sharp. Video URL. Publish date. Doesn't say, so we'll leave that. Notes and description. I'll leave that. Video ID. Probably get rid of some of these fields. So create note. Need to update the URL to actually be a URL, that's fine. And then what we'll do is we'll do the next note, which is also related to that. So new note, which is basically, if you don't get started, you need to invest more. So $42 a day. Paste that, folder, personal. We'll do the same tags, so investing, compound returns and investing. Next, existing source, so I invested, create note, cool. Alright, let's try and find, this be, this is not really sure what folder this would go into, but this is a quote, so quote from a guy called Alex Hormozy. Add this in business, but I don't really know. Let's call this quotes. We'll call this Alex Hormozy. Then not productivity, work ethic. Right, this is a new source, YouTube video again.
Today's topic.
Then what we can do is, I just want to add one or two more different ones. So this is probably it's an image. We don't support images at the moment. This is a good one. So this is goal setting. So create a new note. And we'll put this in a folder called and then this is also a YouTube video, so call this goals. New source, also YouTube video, video title, first 100. Great. Okay, that gives us a little bit more to work with. So what we might do is we'll come over here, we'll go to tags, we're just going to change some of these colors so they're all a little bit different. We should probably update that so that it always chooses different colors, save me having to do this all the time. It's going to get increasingly harder to find different colors. Black. Folders, let's also change these colors. Goal setting, maybe green. Go. Okay, cool. Return dashboard. Alright, that looks pretty good. Okay, interesting. Why has the... Oh, that was weird. We probably have to invalidate the tags because the colors were a bit different there. And also they're not background color. Where are we? Create note, individual note, display notes. Tag, background color. Leave that for a second. Why is it all gone blue? Darken color. Change it to white. They all look like they're dark, and I mean, it's weird. They've all got the same color now. Why is that? Why is there color? What's tiny color? we can come back to that. Just put that in bugs. Go color. Okay. So it's a bit annoying it did that. But now that we've got a few more things, that gives us a little bit more to work on just in terms of the styling that I wanted to think about and consider. And also we can kind of see in these issues now, these notes, there's no related notes because it's not matching on multiple things. So that was kind of one of the things that we said we had to do. If we go to the finance one though, we should have two matches. Yep. Awesome. All right, well, I'm going to wrap the video here. I might append some more to this afterwards. I just need to take a bit of a break and I'll be back. Hopefully more tonight. If not, I have to do some more tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Hey YouTube, we're going to continue working on our project here. Actually, I'll stay in this one. Let's continue kind of where we got off to. So we were looking at using this, what is it, TinyColor library, which is TinyColor 2. So we're going to try this because the darken doesn't appear to be working. So we'll just try and install this. Let's see if this makes a difference, and then we'll go from there. So import, obviously, bring that up here, and then where are we? The source tag. Okay, tag color. Should just be able to get this. Save. And what's not happy? Just taking a while. Come on. All right. Okay, there we go. So yeah, that works a lot better. So currently on this, what have we got? We got darken 20. So usage input. Okay. So hex methods. Just trying to find our example. Have I already gone past it? Okay, lighten 100, lighten function, darken function. Darken and color by a given amount from 0 to 100, providing 100 will always return black. Okay, so if we look here, we go maybe darken 40. I think that's a bit better, especially for the lighter colors. Alright, and then what we might do here is also default to black. So then we can now get rid of this function. So we get rid of that, save that. Okay, that fixes up that little UI component. Now, what I want to do is also fix up this source information and possibly the tags here. We might start with the tags. So if we go to components, front end, view individual note modal, and then tags. Got the same thing here, but tags are currently in a badge. What we can probably do is that's only the first 5 map tag. Badge. So badge we're getting from shadcn badge. To see what the options are here. that's a bit overkill. So I think we're just going to replace this with the same code. And then to do that, we also need to import tiny color. Okay, that now matches the same look and feel there. Let's open, oh, we don't have any that have more than 5 because it would only show the first 5 here, and then you'd have more of them. But that looks pretty good, I think. We've probably pushed the date over there. Also have the folder again. So if we look at this individual note card, date and folder. So we've got this. What's this tag? Search that div. We might put that div up to here, and then we're missing a div here or something. Where are we? I accidentally, what have I done? Div, return. Nope. What if we accidentally taken out here? Why is button? Button's not meant to be there, obviously. Oh no, it is. What am I missing? Oh. Oh my god. Div. Display source type name and status. That fixed that. And then div button. Where am I going wrong? Oh my gosh. That's right. Div. No, why is that P wrong? This div's missing. Makes sense. Oh my gosh. Let's go copy closing tag. Closing tag appears to be missing. What? Load. Copy. Okay. why is that doing that? Span, now span's not. Okay, this is driving me nuts. And then why is that not auto formatting correctly? Oh my goodness. Div button. I'm just going to ask Claude because ChatGPT didn't help. There appears to be. Copy. Okay. All that because of a missing tag. Okay, it's looking correct again. Alright, so then back to what we were doing was installing Tiny Color, and then let's now get the correct span here for tag color, just in case it was. Awesome, that is the same. Then what I was going to do was get this date and fault. Still, what the hell? Why is it? I have no idea why it's doing that. That matches. This P, it's got an issue with detailed. I don't even know what this means. What does? Not sure. Alright, anyway, the code is working, so I'm going to ignore that for now at least. It's really frustrating. And we'll bring this functionality over. So where have we got? I'm going to replace this with that. And then folder is not defined. So we mustn't be getting folder is defined. It's not folder from our, it's the icon folder. Actually what we can do is we can bring that in here. Just a scam caller trying to tell me that a bank that I don't bank with has taken, that my account has had a whole bunch of money taken out of it. Okay, so I think something annoyingly, I think some of this styling might have changed when we cut and pasted the note card element. The height seems a little bit different. Anyway, that aside, we now have that, which makes sense. The font weight does seem to be a little bit bigger on the individual card. So let's try and understand what's happening there. So it's going to be in the parent div. Because that's bizarre. Why is the font weight different? Text neutral 500. Obviously the class names are all the same, so that means it would have to be a parent that is different. So this parent doesn't have any font on it. That's bizarre too. Anyway, why is that? Inspect element. Color. Font size. Let's bring this over here. So just looking at the computed value. So font size is 14. So font weight. So then font style, font weight 500. So where is it? Inherited from button. So over here, because we wrap the whole thing in button, button gives it a font weight of 500 on the button component. So font weight. Font weight 500. I want to customize it. Font medium. So in here, there we go. That's good. I did notice the scroll area just appeared on that part. So inspect, let's do that. Make this window a bit smaller. Yeah, so is that okay, it's covering up to there, so we need to move this div into here. No, but it is wrapped in scroll area. That's weird. Maybe it is scrolling the whole way, we just don't have enough padding on the bottom. Take that out, put that back there, save. Yeah, I think because we don't have enough padding. But then you don't want padding, it look a bit terrible. And actually that's kind of padding top, padding bottom 0. Maybe it's just my eyes, but that looks like it's a little bit higher than it was before, but that's not working. We can come and fix that up probably. It might be related to this div issue. Anyway, we're rambling a little bit and I want to keep moving with some more front end changes. So now at least when we click that, we can see the folder and also the date is in the same format. This source information, we need to think about how we display that. On one hand, you do want the value, and on the other hand, you kind of don't, because it's sometimes self-explanatory, like the title of the video. What we might do is, so in this div node source to here, let's go to ChatGPT, change the styling of this part of a component to give better visual and focus on Okay, so again, it's always going to change because this is dependent on how many fields the user creates. So what we'll say is on the first field, on the first value from the fields array, then every subsequent field can have less visual. Also, Alright, so I've just given ChatGPT that component. As a test, we might actually give this also to Claude and see what it comes up with in terms of styling. So we're going to copy this. What I'm going to do though is, for now, we will just comment this out because we might want to go back to that. Paste that in and let's kind of see what Claude, ChatGPT came up with. So part of that's me. I'll just add that out too. Okay, I made the URL clickable. Did what I said I wanted it to, but it doesn't look great. Okay, that's helpful. Try again. So go from here to here, paste that in, save. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't look great. It's meant to have, yeah, it just looks terrible really, doesn't it? Okay, let's take that same prompt and we're gonna ask Claude. Just interested to see how the two differ. So basically I've said change the styling of this part of a component, give it better visual hierarchy, focusing on the first value from the fields array. Then every subsequent field can have less visual hierarchy. If there is a URL, make it clickable. Also use things like font weight, font size and color to achieve this and adopt UI UX best practices. And then I've just reminded it that we're using Tailwind CSS and ShadCN for our components in case it did want to bring in any new components. So what we're going to do now is replace it with the one from Claude. It does have a helper function to determine if there is a valid URL, so we just need to also put that in. And then that should work. I mean, again, it kind of looks like what we had before. Just asking it for another attempt. So let's go back here. Where are we? Here. We have a couple more helper functions. That. Add a copy button for text fields. Database is not defined. Database. What is that? External link. Man, come on. Presumably that's another React, list React icon. Oh, a little icon there helps. I think if we just ignore this outer one, kind of looks better. Kind of looks better. I'll just comment out that for a second. Like the little bar, that's kind of cool. And there is some other functions that it's just said we can add. Okay, and then in our global CSS, where are we? Tailwind base, where have we got? There's no hover. Just need to pause for a minute. Okay, back. I just fixed up a CSS styling rule. I had to put that outside of the base layer. It's got this hover animation. I think it kind of makes it look blurry. I don't really like it, so we are going to remove that. It's just this class name here of source card. So we get rid of that. Come back here. Yeah, it's kind of not exactly how I wanted it to look, but I don't exactly know how I want it to look, so I know I'm kind of going around circles a little bit with this. But what I think we would do is, I don't like this database icon, so I might just get rid of that. Remaining fields with subtle dividers. So we each of these has a subtle divider, but we've only, it's weird how it's only got Okay, divides name and source type. Border T, secondary, map, span, label. What we might do is source information. What we might do is okay, so one more prompt to see if this works. Try and get it looking a little bit better, and then we might move on. Alright, so from here, that was the original code I wanted, wasn't it? So actually, why is that? So I'm just going to cut this out of the way for a sec. Copy that. Replace that. Save. Alright. Wow, what a dog's breakfast. Get rid of that. I told it to use the same font and it's like just gone crazy. Try one more time. All right. I think the lesson learned here is that unless you are a designer and know how to prompt, you can end up in all. Oh my God, seriously, Claude, like, it is so far from what I keep asking you to do. Is it not even funny? Save. This is going to do for now. Alright, that's what we were working on the other day, this related notes style. Oh no, we did put some styling there. Okay, so that was a whole heap of waste of time because we didn't really get too far. One of the things that I do think we need to work on though is currently we don't have the ability to view our existing source types on the front end. So if we close down some of this stuff, we obviously on the back end source types, we can delete and edit source types and get our source types, but we don't have a way of displaying that at the moment here. So I'm going to end the video here. We're going to create a new video where we work on displaying existing source types, and we're going to support the ability to delete source types, unless of course they're a system source type, in which case we're just going to have the ability to toggle them on or off. So I'll come back and do that in another video.